Welcome to the semifinals 2017 National Collegiate Paintball Association Champions. The first game coming at you. It's going to be Temple taking on the UCF Knights. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Kevin Catfish, Arcilla Catfish. It's been a pretty fun tournament. We saw some blowouts, but we've seen some really close games as well too. But the 4 teams that made it on to the semifinals this morning here to make the Sunday Club, see who's going to win this tournament. I think the big favorite here is the University of Central Florida Knights. I think everyone agrees with that right now. So the Temple Owls going to try to upset UCF.
Yeah, and if any team can do it, it's definitely going to be it'll be Temple because they've been playing a solid game. They're playing aggressive, coming down the snake side, but unfortunately for them, UCF has just been chopping people up coming to that snake side.
Yeah, Cabbage, Kutzler, Dugan. We're going to need them to step up here for Temple if they want to take down UCF. Now, with UCF, the magic for them has really been their off-the-break shots. It's not just that. They definitely have been winning more gunfights, but the fact that they're almost every single point playing 5-on-4.
Yeah.
Sometimes 5-on-3.
Yeah, that's a big advantage, especially for them. And then once they get Evans up into 50 and he causes some damage, I mean, it just gets real scary for the other team at that point.
And there's Brandon Evans there with the visor, number 8. On your screen, and there is Bedford as well. Bedford been playing very solid for Central Florida, but man, I really think that Brandon Evans, again, I don't want to take anything away from Silverling or Bedford or the starters out there, but Brandon Evans has really been phenomenal this weekend for UCF. So we'll see if they can keep it going. Now Temple knows what's coming. Temple, everyone's been talking about how masterful UCF has been with their off-the-break shots, and mostly on this D side of the field. That's really been the side that they've been chopping down. So see if they can keep that going here. First game of the semifinals, first point is about to go down. We're here in Orlando, Florida, and it's a little bit of an overcast morning, which is a good thing when you're in Florida. So here we go on the breakout. It looks like a very conservative break for Temple. They keep 3 bodies in the pocket, and sure enough, Brandon Evans wraps around and wins his first gunfight and then gets right to that center 50.
Looks like UCF is starting to filter guys down the Dorito side. Evans gets chopped up in the middle here. Looks like another Temple players coming off. Make that 3 Temple players coming off. A quick 2-on-3. Wow.
Major penalty on the Knights right now as Bedford. Was that on Bedford and the Snake?
That was Bedford and the Snake. He must have caught one diving in and kept going.
So a bad break here for Justin Bedford and the Knights as they lose some bodies. But look at this, Temple was just throwing his body away, running up the field, had no idea that UCF got a body out here. So this one player left alive for the Knights might be saving this point for them because Temple has no idea what the count is.
Yeah, they definitely don't know what the count is. I don't know if the coach was trying to yell at him, but he came down the field thinking there was only Dorito left, which was a bad for him.
Well, they just conceded the point. I'm guessing that Temple, knowing that UCF was just going to run that major penalty off, threw that point away, give the Knights 1, but most importantly, keep that power play. So Temple's now going to be on power play for the next minute and 30 seconds. But if you're a Temple fan, that's kind of a frustrating game to watch, Catfish, because they didn't get any penalties. The Knights did. And even though the Knights got a major penalty, they still were able to win the point.
Yeah, and they had to concede that point, you know, and that's got to be frustrating, like you said. I mean, but they, like you said, they have an advantage now, you know. They got that extra gun off the field, so maybe they won't get laned out, you know, like UCF has been doing so good.
Well, yeah, they're looking at 1 less gun, so there's only going to be 4 guns swinging around and shooting back at the Temple players here, and I think that definitely was one of the reasons that Coach Ben for Temple probably hit that buzzer. I mean, it was a 1-on-2 situation.
Yeah, 1-on-2 in favor of the Knights.
That's a smart concession.
Yeah.
It's a low percentage play. You only have 1 guy left. He's in the way back corner, and the Knights were starting to push up a little bit, but it would have taken them some time. They would have got a lot more. If they didn't get the body back, they would have burnt most of the major off.
Yeah.
So preserving that major is definitely going to help Temple out here. So now, here comes Bedford.
Yeah, we got Evans
Christopher
going down there as well for the Knights. You hear the Knights pits yelling to them of slowing it down, kill some time off that clock, off that penalty.
Well, I think that is probably something that they lost a couple bodies sloppy. And I think that is definitely some good advice from them right now. Slow it down.
Yeah.
They were so calm and composed in the prelims and making their way through the quarterfinals to get here. Again, it always helps when you're shooting a body off the break every time and playing 5-on-4 or 5-on-3. But they were calm and methodical in their moves, not really forcing too much, and slowing it down would be a good thing for UCF.
Yeah, it looks like no one lost any bodies off the break. It's a good thing for Temple. Temple coming out to the Snake side, and a player out to the tower stand up behind Snake. Starting to filter bodies through the middle here. With in the white zone, we have two stand-up cans that Temple is currently at.
And yeah, no bodies have dropped for Temple. They still have 5 players alive and 57 seconds left on that night penalty. And there goes a bump across, and he makes it out clean. So a nice secondary move into that D3. And Evans takes the early walk. Again, that's 2 early deaths for Evans. Yeah. And you can see he's getting frustrated, shaking his head, looking at the hit on his gun as Temple slides into the 50 with Kudzler.
Well,
Kudzler gets a kill cross field, and here comes Temple. Temple trying to run this one down quickly and preserve some more of that penalty. Really nice, solid power play here for Temple. Able to get the point and still keep 25 seconds up there, Catfish.
Yeah, definitely. Here comes Casey hanging that flag. Ref's going to check to make sure he's good. Have him do a little pirouette for him. Look, checking the gun this time. Yeah, we're good. No hit on the loader, sir. You are good.
Was that him yesterday? Was that Temple?
No, I believe it. I want to say it was Michigan State, the Spartans.
I think it was. I think it was Michigan State. Yeah. But yeah, so good point there by Temple. The question coming into it was Temple going to be able to handle the off the break shots? That was the huge big question, because there had been no team that UCF had played that was able to contend with them off the break. Everyone was playing down a body almost every single point. And it looks like Temple is staying locked in that pocket. Let's check out one of these replays here. Temple staying locked in the pocket and then really working on getting out on their secondaries, but they are not lazily making a secondary move. They're getting their spot and then quickly running across and diving into those lanes, trying to take the safest route possible by starting in that center. So you can see here, player getting taken out, and then this is the last player running down here, getting run down for UCF, and he's trying to push the issue there quickly because there's that body in the box still for the Knights. So 7 minutes, 49 seconds left to go. There's Evans taking the field, and let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly, down in the pits with the Knights.
Thanks, Maddie. Something I've noticed all weekend is UCF has been extremely calm and confident in their pits in every game that they've played. No matter if they lose a point, they get a penalty, they come out, they're very supportive of one another, they talk about what happened, and they stay calm. They don't let their emotions get high. Back to you.
That is a huge thing to have. If you can have that composure, that calm intensity, a la, say, Russian Legion, it's hard to do. Yeah. I was sometimes calm and composed. Catfish, you know, we played together for many years. We were a little bit more hype players. Our fellow co-host over the years, Tom Martinez, is also one of those guys. But it does help to stay composed and focused on the task at hand. So right now, Temple and the Knights tied up at 1. Knights about to get that body back, though.
They did. He came out clean.
No, he hasn't come out yet.
That was someone else rolling out to the Dorito side. Looks like the Knights are going to push into the Dorito side. They have one at the mini wall on the Dorito side.
Well, they made it out clean, so the Knights are back at full strength. But the Knights, again, were not able to shoot a body, but they win a gunfight here, so they do get a one-body advantage. It will be 5-on-4 in favor of the Knights, and now 2 lost gunfights. So Temple can't do this.
3 coming out wholesale, buddy. 4, that's it. Knights just coming down the field.
The Temple cannot be losing 3 gunfights within 10 to 15 seconds of each other, or it's going to be a long game for them.
Yeah, definitely going to be a long game for them. I mean, they're starting to stay alive. I think Ben, their coach, was doing his homework yesterday and watching some of the games where the Knights were just decimating people off the break, and it looks like he's keeping his guys in the pocket a little bit more, making those secondary moves a lot faster. That way, they're not getting clipped off the break.
Well, it wasn't the secondary moves for Temple, and it wasn't the breakout. It was the lost gunfights. Temple lost 3 or 4 gunfights within 15 seconds of each other. It was just a bunch of Temple bodies all walking off at the same time. That's not going to do it. Still, the score is only 2-1, and we have a lot of time left here in this semifinal matchup. We'll be right back.
Guys, Brad McCurley, Basie Dallas, and Empire Paintball here. Going to show you guys the new Vanquish GT. The main new feature with the Vanquish GT is going to be the V16 drivetrain that's on the interior of it. This is your new bolt system. Go ahead and pop that out. So this is it. This is the new V16 drivetrain. We've filled a lot of the air release valve holes, so you don't see that on the back of the can anymore. And what that's going to do for you is going to put a increased amount of pressure on the forward motion of the bolt. You're actually able to drop your dwell down significantly, as well as your ABS dwell down, so it makes it more efficient and a much softer shot as well. So the spring is what used to help with the forward motion of the bolt, so we wouldn't have the bolt stick. But now, because of the change in the engine altogether, we do not need the spring whatsoever. You'll see the new colors coming in. These are actually on the way right now. Sharp.
And we are back. 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go in this first half. Temple on your screen and on the left. Knights on the right-hand side. We'll see if Temple can live through the break. And Temple continuing to go with those heavy guns in the pocket and then moving up the field in the center before trying to get out wide. So real conservative breakouts for Temple, but it's been working. Temple has been keeping bodies alive off the break, and that's the most important thing for them if they want to keep this game close and eventually win it.
Definitely. It looks like one of the Knights is walking off the field, coming out from the back snake area. Looks like there could be another Knight coming off that snake that two, make that three out the middle as one of the owls just running down the middle, taking bodies out.
Yeah, you see that big run through and a major penalty going to be assessed on the Knights. So it is not, the Knights getting two major penalties early on. They still have a lead, and here comes Temple blazing down the field to put their second point on the board. There's that Cabbage, and we should have a 2-2 game, but the Knights digging themselves a hole here, getting these two major penalties early on.
Yeah, off the break here.
If you're Temple, this is what you wanted to see. This is how you wanted this game to start. I know it's only tied up, but the fact that the Knights aren't shooting bodies off the break consistently, they're winning a lot of gunfights still, but they're getting major penalties. If you're Temple, this is how you wanted things to play out this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Looks like Lauren has a little bit of info for us on that penalty.
Yeah, Maddie, the refs are telling me that the UCF back corner player was hit in the left leg and played on. That's where that major came from.
So it's a little too early for, well, what do we always say? If you're going to get the penalties, get them early. Get them out of the way. Let's fight through them early.
Yeah.
There's Evans taking the field with the Godo. See if it's, UCF hasn't really been put to the test yet. They've been kind of cruising through all their games. And so how are they going to handle this adversity, Catfish? You know how it is. We actually talked about this last night when we were discussing who we felt was going to win and how it was going to play out today. But sometimes when you have that team that hasn't really, yeah, everyone's having to fight, right? But you haven't had to struggle through adversity in the prelims, or you kind of just coasted through, everything was working for you. Sometimes those aren't the teams that win the tournament. It looks like they're going to be the team that's dominating. And a lot of times those teams do win the tournament. But sometimes it's the teams that fight the hardest. Like this Liberty FAU game, there's a decent chance that the team that comes out of that game could be the champion. You could make a similar argument for this one. If Temple does find a way to beat Central Florida here and taking the favorite down, then you could say they are now the favorite. So, but again, all four teams that have made it to the semifinals, there's a lot of talent, a lot of depth on all these rosters right now.
So we have a breakout, standard breakout here. Temple out coming out off the break here. Looks like the Knights evened it up real quick, 4-on-4. Looks like we have one of the Knights trying to get into D3 here, standing over that little mini wall that you saw there. Knights starting to filter through the middle here. Got one at the stand-up can behind the big wall.
Looks like Evans just took a bouncer. But Evans, he's still alive and up in that center. Dead center on your screen, and there goes Temple. They lose their body that could have gone and got Evans out of there. And now Temple trying to spread the field a little bit, but locked in those spots.
Yeah, man. Look for this Knight here at the snake, trying to dive into snake here. He's at the tall stand up behind snake one.
Yeah, a little bit to the left of your screen, and there's the spread now on your screen for Temple. Again, locked in that pocket, those back bunkers in the center, and they are tucked in tight. As soon as the Knights can spread the field a little bit more, it's going to be really rough for Temple in there.
Yeah, I think once we get a Knight here into the Snake, it's going to, and here we go. Yeah, it's going to get real, those bunkers are going to get real small right now. Oh, there's a penalty on the Owls as all 3 Owls walk off.
Well, at least he got in the box in time, because as long as you get in the box, well, it looks like, well, I see 2 minutes on the board for Temple. I did see a minor flag being thrown in the air, though, right?
Yeah, that was a minor, and they put an Owl in the box.
Yeah, so C2 on the clock. I saw a yellow flag, but sometimes the refs in being frantic and trying to get that flag out of their pocket, sometimes they pick the wrong one. They throw the yellow but meant to throw the red. So
silly ref.
Yeah, so it is a major on Temple. So that is not what they wanted to do here. Luckily for them, the Knights still have 37 seconds on their penalty, so it will be 4-on-4.
Yeah, but they had the advantage there, and they just threw it away right now with that silly penalty.
Well, it's Sunday, and these guys are trying real hard. Let's get an update from Lauren.
Hey guys, the refs are saying that is going to be a minor penalty and will come off the clock for this next point because they lost that point. So they will not be a body down going into this next point.
So we saw that minor, and that happens when you see a play like that and just trying to determine whether major or minor. But big break for Temple, though, Catfish, because the fact that it was a minor
comes off.
So now it comes off. They're still on a power play. So let's check out this replay here. And there's Evans getting up into that center 50. He's been so effective. He's like the constant presence up in the center. And you see the body coming off for Temple, and then the 3 bodies locked in the pocket here for Temple. You see one of them get over the top. And you see that hit on the loader? Right there in the center, and he had that for a while.
Yeah.
So, and the referee kind of a little off screen had thrown that yellow flag, and luckily though, again, you have to get in the box to start the time, and Temple was able to get in the box right before that point ended. Thus, the minor comes off. They have 5 bodies alive to start this point. They are down by 1, but they will be on a power play for the next 37 seconds.
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, they have a major, and he's still scoring points. It's going to be it's going to be an uphill battle for Temple. I'm not taking anything away from Temple, though.
Well, the Knights still look good, even with these penalties. So 3-2. We'll be right back. Temple keeping it close here, and they have a 1-body advantage. The Knights up by 1, but going to be playing down a body here for the next 37 seconds. But Catfish, I like what I'm seeing out of Temple.
Yeah,
I really do. They're not favored in this game. They played great. I'm not taking anything away from them, but everybody knew who was the best through the prelims and the semifinals, and it was the Knights. But Temple is hanging with them right now and have a real good opportunity here on this power play to try to tie it up.
Yeah, definitely. They just, like you said, just need to start winning their gun battles or just being smarter about their gun battles being picked. Looks like we have a Temple out coming off the corner behind the snake here, already getting a shot to break.
Well, they tried to spread it out wide for the very first time. Temple finally sends a body out wide because they were only looking at 4 guns. And what happens? UCF ties up the body count immediately.
Chops them up. They've been doing that, I mean, all tournament long so far. So, I mean, like you said, they tried taking advantage of that one-man short, and it didn't pan out too well for them. Looks like we have one of the Owls that's dipping into the tower behind the snake one. One of the Knights walking off. We got the penalty just comes off the board. Looks like that player got in safe. We got one of the Knights trying to battle his mirror with the stand-up behind of the snake here.
Yeah, and he's taking a lot of pressure. Taking a lot of pressure right now, and got to be really careful because this is where UCF has been winning games and winning points.
Yeah.
In addition, obviously, to shooting players off the break, but they have been more dominant in their gunfights, more smart, and just the Knights have been hanging tough, man, and they are doing it again. They finally get their body back out, and oh, they lose that was a silly death.
Yeah.
Their back player, the back center, decided to try to get out, but he ran right into a lane and immediately got shot about a step out, and that allows Temple to get into the snake. And Temple in good field position. They also have a player in D2. So this is Temple's opportunity to try to tie it up. No one in the snake with him.
Oh, man. I think they're about to tie it up here. We have Temple out and the snake 2 shooting across the field at the Doritos.
Hey, Chris Kutzler's been playing good this weekend for Temple. He's really been one of their main attackers. Very consistent.
Looks like we have a 3-on-1, I believe, Matt.
Yeah, not looking good for the Knights right now.
Yeah, not looking good at all. Here comes Cutler. And try to get a shot on his foot. Nope, and he's done.
So nice job by Chris Kutzler over here in the snake. And with Boucheri, who is, what a gutsy performance by Boucheri yesterday. So with him and Kutzler on the snake side of the field, Boucheri had been the main attacker, but possible broken nose as he took a digger and it took a tank to the face.
Yeah.
We didn't even know how bad it was, though, because he played pretty much the next 2 points. They were really long points. Finally took a seat, and we looked. We got a camera in there, and he had two. It just looked like somebody punched him directly in the face. Right in his nose is what it looked like. But he got back out on the field, and he's still out there playing today. So a lot of heart, a lot of gumption from Boucheri.
Yeah, he was refusing any kind of medical attention, that guy.
He just put a little ice on his nose and sat out a couple points and then came right back and has been playing since then.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, to be young again, Matt.
Yeah, so it is all tied up at 3, and let's check in again with Lauren.
Hey, Maddie, UCF is still feeling confident in the pits. They said right now it's their time. They're going to go out with 5 bodies up, and they feel like they can get a couple aggressive points here to make sure they go into the halftime with the lead.
We will see. Temple is really looking good right now, and we're starting to see a little chinks or some chinks in the armor as you're seeing a body dying out of the spot, and we saw another bad death on that D side, and here is UCF trying to get into the snake and getting taken out on an overslide. So a few mistakes here from UCF, and Temple able to close it out. There was that Cabbage and Boucheri over here on the snake side to get it done for Temple to tie this game up here at 3 points each. There's UCF getting ready to roll, and in the pits with Temple. Temple, Catfish, you had pointed this out, they have a way bigger support crew than the UCF Knights do.
Yeah, they definitely do. I believe they have getting some help from some of the Drexel guys as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Drexel players over there helping out Temple.
This start of this match kind of reminds me of when UCF was playing Texas yesterday, Texas A&M. It was a good strong start.
It's even closer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. That was one of the better games that we saw. Definitely one of the more dramatic, and had some interesting points to that match.
Yeah.
a lot of some tempers flared on that one. So both teams losing a body here off the break. It is 4-on-4, 2:22 to go. But out wide is Temple. Temple was able to make it out to the back corner bunker on the snake side, and that is going to increase their angle and allow them to put pressure on the players for UCF. That's the tough thing. If you're UCF and you're going heavy gun, you're going that heavy guns up that same lineup and locking guys in the pocket, but they shoot them out of that spot.
Yeah, exactly.
To say if you get out wide, it does put more pressure on the inside guys because then it's harder for them to get out wide. But UCF wins a couple gunfights, and they're making moves over there on the D side of the field right now and in the center.
Oh, wow. Temple Owl's player came into the stand-up behind Snake 1 and gets direct drilled right in the chest. Looks like we have Evans here at the 50 wall looking to make a move. Listening to his coach. UCF player just sliding into Snake 1 right now. UCF is starting to bring the pain. Here comes Evan launching on their side of the field and eliminating, I believe, that last player.
Yeah, that was a really good.
That was the last player.
That was a good point for the Knights.
That was a really strong point right there.
Well, Temple got into I wouldn't say great spots, but they had spread the field. But again, lost gunfights.
Yeah, lost gunfights. I mean, both teams lost a player off the break. But like you said, Temple was able to do something that a lot of teams weren't able to do yesterday. Go out wide off the break and survive, especially coming down the Snake side.
They've made it out there a couple points now.
Oh, have they?
So but the problem is, hey, making it out is one thing. Surviving is a complete other thing.
This is true.
Just because you make it out to the corner, that doesn't, that just got you through the door, man.
Yeah.
That's it. You just walked through the door. You didn't actually do anything yet other than get out wide.
Now you got to get to the fridge.
So you see there,
Chin.
Yeah, Chin getting clipped. These are the lost gunfights we're talking about. Just the crisp moves from UCF. Look at this. You know, I mean, he's cutting through, but he utilizes those pins to get out there and get in the snake. And you know, you saw Chin just get clipped out. I mean, that's the difference here. It's not like the Knights are blowing Temple out of their bunkers in the gunfights. They're just dinking them out in these close gunfights. Let's check in with Lauren. Looks like she is now down with Temple in the pits.
Yeah, there's a little drama down here in the Temple pits. They have some Drexel players picking up pods off the field for them, but the Drexel players have continuously picked up UCF's pods, and the refs are threatening them that they're going to give them penalties if it happens again. So the Temple coach just threw his pod runners out of the pits and off of the field. Back to you.
So Ben Larson.
Ben Larson.
The coach for Temple. Hey, look. It's probably like, look, I really appreciate all your help, but get out. Don't get us a penalty here.
Yeah.
We're only down by 1. A lot of points scored, though, in this first half.
No, definitely a lot of points. I mean, both teams are very aggressive teams off the break as well. So, we're going to see quite a few points being thrown up on the board in this game.
It's interesting with this layout here, Catfish. We've seen a high-scoring games, and we've seen low-scoring games. I think that, you know how, like, in fighting, styles make fights, right?
Yeah.
So I think heading into Dallas in a couple weeks with the same exact layout, just like we've seen this weekend, when you have two aggressively-minded teams, you're going to have a high score. But when you have two conservatively-minded teams, you could literally see probably a 3-1 game at the end of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But you could also see an 8-5 game. So it's an interesting field.
Looks like they put Evans on Dorito 2 this time, and he shot 2 players coming out to Snake. Make that 3 players getting just mowed coming down Snake side. A quick 2-on-5 in favor of the Knights here. Does not bode well for the Owls, and the last player just gets chopped up trying to... Oh, no, he's still alive.
Well, he has 40 seconds to try to burn off here.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
I don't think so. Here comes the pain train. Someone needs to sacrifice themselves right here. Oh, there he goes. Run it in.
So now the Knights are going to be up by 2.
Not dropping a body on that one.
Well, this is the biggest lead. It's not much of a lead, but this is the biggest lead that we have seen so far here in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely a pretty nice lead. I mean, like you said, it's not big, but I mean, in this type of a match, it's pretty big right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, so they hang that flag up, and while the referee checks him out, let's check in with Lauren. Looks like she has an injury update on Boucheri.
Yeah, Maddie, things are looking good for Boucheri. He said he did not break his nose. He's feeling 100 times better today. So his nose is a little scratched up, but you'll see him on that field, and he's feeling confident even though they don't have the lead at the moment.
Glorious nose, like they were saying yesterday. Well, it's good that he didn't break it, because for a while it looked like he did. I mean, when we watched that replay, he did basically land on his face on the bottle as he was diving in. Thank God for the mask. But yeah, it's a tough guy. He's able to shake it off. I mean, he only sat, what, 1 point, 2 points yesterday?
Yeah, 1 or 2, and then he put himself back in there. That was the great part. That guy is a gamer right there for sure.
Yeah, cool story with Boucheri too. I mean, coming all the way over from Kuwait City, to go to school at Temple, and picked up paintball, and he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
He needs to go back home to. I don't know if he's going to stay here or not, but if he did go back home, probably just dominating all the Kuwaitis over there. But yeah, so with Temple, they're only down by 2. But what I'm starting to see, and let me know what you think about this, but UCF is still just a little bit better in those gunfights, and that's the difference. And that's Temple's hanging in there, but UCF just still they're not. There are some flaws in their game right now, which Temple is exposing, but they still look great and look like they want to win this one. Let's check in again with Lauren. Looks like she actually has Boucheri down in the pits.
Yes, I do. Now, you guys are going into the halftime down 2 points, but you have 10 minutes left in the second half. This has been a back-and-forth battle for you. What are some of the things you guys are talking about in the pits that need to improve and need to be executed in order for you guys to match this up and take the lead again?
I think we just got to get a kill off the break, really. They're not really running wide for us to really put the lanes up. They're playing more of a center game, and we're playing more of a pocket play, and we're trying to adjust now to counter whatever they're trying to do.
A lot of people say we need to get a kill off the break, but how can you really control that, especially if you don't know exactly what positions they're taking?
If they're not running wide, you got to shoot through the dips of the W. If they are running wide, you got to adjust. You got to hold the closer lane and then adjust to the further lane to where they're going.
All right, right now the score is 5-3 with UCF up. We'll see if Temple can bring it back here.
You know what makes paintball so amazing? The precedence is the top players will always dominate, and maybe that's true, just maybe. But the very concept of competition is that just because you're strong doesn't mean you can't be overcome. Every long shot or every underdog will tell you the same thing. The odds will be against you. The route to victory is a dark and windy road, but this test has no answer. This test is not science, it's not a textbook reference. This is a completely different universe, one where hard work and passion will always trump logic. The ticker has begun. In 5 seconds, that buzzer will go off. And before you make your first step, just remember, the past will not always add up to your future. No stat nor lineup makes the difference of who wins and loses until your moment arrives. And that is what makes paintball amazing. The new season has begun, and a whole new level of support is here. Take your team to the highest level of competition with industry-leading support and the best equipment paintball has to offer. And that's not all. We love winning just as much as you. And when your team wins, we all win. Join the sponsorship program and earn tons of free paint this year. Hear more at paintballsponsorship.com.
Ten minutes on that clock here for the second half. The score 5-3 in favor of the Knights. Temple, not bad performance from them so far. They've actually been able to get out wide on the snake side. They've mostly stayed alive off the break, but not completely. And that's why we have a 2-point difference. The Knights still just a little bit better in their gunfights. So if Temple really wants to win this game, they have to tighten it up. They have no choice. They cannot continue to gunfight the way that they have been in this first half, which wasn't bad.
No,
it wasn't bad, but again, Knights just a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks like Evans made it out to the back corner of the snake side for the Knights. Oh, a major being thrown on the Owls right now.
Well,
wow, 3 people coming off the Owls, make that 4. Make that 4, one lonely player in the middle, which is going to be diced up right now.
Well, just looked over into the pits, and Coach Ben almost hit that buzzer, and he probably should hit that buzzer because they need the time. They're down by 3 right now. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Don't hit the buzzer.
Yeah,
let the penalty clock fall off. I take that back. Ben was right.
You're trying to lose it for Ben, man? Well, come on.
No, well, I saw him hit the buzzer, and I was thinking, yeah, you might want to preserve the time, but then I just remembered, oh, major penalty. Yeah, kind of important to take that, maybe 15 seconds left.
Yeah.
So then it's up to the Knights to sprint it in. And now a 3-point lead. So Temple, can't.
Is that like 3 consecutive points right there?
Yeah, Temple's going to start. Yeah, it is. They're starting to let this one slip away.
They're in that bend situation that you were talking about earlier yesterday. They're bending, not breaking right now, but they're bending right now.
Yeah, it's 9 minutes and 19 seconds left. It's a 3-point spread. That's totally doable in 9 minutes and 19 seconds left. Now, however, UCF's on the power play. So let's say UCF comes out, they have the advantage in this particular point. They win this next one, and they win it with, let's say it takes 2-3 minutes. So if there's 6-7 minutes left, and then now a 4-point spread, So I know there's still a whole second half, but the next 2 points are going to decide this. If Temple can win the next one and keep it close, or at least get out 4 guys alive, burn through this major, even if they lose it, but get their guy out, they have to get things going right now. Here's the major on Temple, and you see just a slew of Temple bodies walking off.
I agree with what you said, but my only problem is UCF is a team that you don't want to get behind. Even if it's 1-2 points, you don't want to be behind and count on these guys.
So there's Boucher getting chronoed in at Cabbage, 2 of the stars for this team. The more that I think about it, as I'm thinking about this point spread and the time and the penalty, I think that this next point, if Temple can fight through this next point, get their guy out of the box, and win it, we got ourselves a game. If the Knights win this next point, which is very likely, I don't want to call it early, but that's a 4-point spread. If they take another minute and a half off
to the Knights,
now they got us done. Temple has to score 4 more, and I don't know. It's just it's starting to not look good for Temple.
Yeah. Looks like we have the Knights trying to come up the middle here, goes into that stand-up can behind the W. We got an out player dropping, which puts them to 3-on-5 here. UCF taking the middle stand-up wall. Looks like an owl is filtering out to the D side. Look for this UCF player here to jump into the snake. UCF losing their first player, second player of this point, turned into a 3-on-3 right now real quick.
This is good for Temple.
Yes, it is.
See, this is a little frustrating if you're a Knights fan, as they had that big advantage. And then another body for Temple dies out of his spot. So some bad gunfight deaths all over the field right now.
Man, there's another player coming up. Looks like there's 1 out left.
Well, now the Knights need to hurry up and hang that flag so they can preserve their power play.
No one left. You need, like you said, you need to preserve this power play. How much time is left on this penalty, I wonder?
Still 35 seconds left.
Wow.
UCF looking pretty good here. So there's that 4-point spread with 8:15 to go and still 33 seconds left. So that was not at all what Temple wanted to happen. Temple's getting pretty heated in their pits right now.
Yeah. There we go. Temple player 1. And a leader emerges amongst them, trying to get them going.
Well, that's the wild man.
Yeah. The Temple pits are real quiet right now.
Chris Kutzler, Chris Kutzler is screaming at his guys. They're just putting his goggles on right now, number 57. We got an update from Lauren, but it makes sense. Just want to say, Chris Kutzler's an intense guy.
Yeah.
They're losing by 4 right now. He knows what's at stake. He's thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now. If they don't come back and win this next point, this game's over. So that's why he's screaming at his guys, play smart. Look at the scoreboard. Let's do this. So he's trying to motivate his guys, and that's the type of player he is. A very intense guy, Chris Kutzler. Let's check in with Lauren.
You're right, Maddie. Kutzler is yelling in the pits right now, telling his guys, when you see UCF bodies walking off the field, you don't try to match them and die. You play smart, you play tight, and you wait for them to make the move so they can capitalize on it. Back to you.
Well, that's some good advice right there. When you see UCF bodies walking off the field, you don't try to match them and die.
Yeah.
I like that, Chris. That's a good one. I'm gonna steal that one from you.
Stolen in the memory banks.
I'm saying that in Dallas for sure.
Yeah. He's just
that's the dying he's talking about, and that's Bouchari. So, yeah, it's just frustrating for them. They haven't been able to match UCF with the gunfighting ability so far here at this particular one. That's why the score is 7-3 right now. And some penalties, but UCF fought through some penalties. Both teams have got penalties.
Yeah, definitely both teams have got penalties.
It's not the penalties. That's not it. That's not why the score is 7-3 right now.
Yeah, UCF definitely got those 2 quick penalties up in the morning, so looks like they got those behind them. Temple losing a player off the break, it looks like. Knights coming in strong, dipping into Snake 1, getting eliminated, so that player didn't make it. Let's see, we got a 4-on-3. The Temple getting ready to even it up here in 15 seconds as that player keeps coming.
UCF loses a body, and I think they lose 2 bodies. So there are just 3 bodies alive right now for the Knights, and this is going to be good for Temple. Temple should be getting their body out here in 3 seconds. It should be 4-on-3. Actually, make that 4-on-2.
Evans losing his gun battle. Looks like Temple players, all 4 back bunkers. Now making a move to the mini wall on the Dorito side. as well as a stand-up on the snake side, getting ready to do that secondary bump into snake 1, which he does now.
This is the point.
On cue.
This is the point right now. High body situation for Temple. They're down by 4. They're in the snake. They have position. They have the body count advantage. Chin gets in the snake. He needs to be careful. A lot of pressure on Chin right now.
Chin trying to get that shot on the mini wall here. We got a Knight player in the back.
Well, Chin needs to get down the snake.
Yeah.
Chin needs to get down the snake. There is no reason why Chin should not be in the 50-yard line right now on the snake and shooting the back player out for UCF. And the UCF does get taken out. Chin is going to get down low and now take the 50. Should have been in there earlier because they don't have much time to waste.
Yeah. Chin going to look for that shot across field here. Hopefully he doesn't peek out into a stream of paint. He has Deegan with him, Dugan with him in the snake here.
Yeah, Dugan right behind him. So nice job by Chin and Dugan here for Temple. Brady Chin hanging that flag up. So yeah, I mean, he should have been in that 50 much earlier. However, he got the job done. They scored the point. It's back to a 3-point spread. 4-7 should be the score as long as he's clean. He's got 2 referees checking him out. 6 minutes and 24 seconds left to go. Both teams will be at full strength. It looks like Lauren has an update for us.
Thanks. Moving forward into these last points, you're going to see UCF playing a slow, safe game. They said it's time for story time. They want to slow this game down, force Temple to push down the field towards them, making those stupid moves that they can get the kills. So they're just really trying to capitalize on their point spread at the moment.
Yeah, the Florida call story time, which means just get to your spots, bring an extra pod, and roll your guns and talk it up. Hence story time. So let's check out a replay here. Last player left alive over here on the D side, and then he's just going to get...
He just gets a back massage right there.
He got destroyed. I mean, I call that what? I saw maybe 6 on his back. I think he got shot on the front too, coming from the snake side. So Temple fired up right now. 6:24 to go. Both teams will have 5 bodies alive. We have seen a bunch of penalties, and since this is such a pressure situation, Catfish, a lot of times you will see players play that gray area right now. So it would not surprise me if we saw more penalties here in the next 6 minutes and 24 seconds.
Definitely not, definitely not. There's going to be a lot of players riding that lightning, and if they get zapped, I mean, that's on their own. But with UCF wanting to do story time, Matt, I mean, we've seen that be good, and we've seen that be bad, you know. It kind of slows them down, and it gives the Owls an advantage because now the Owls will be able to push and feel more confident if you know that if the Knights aren't.
Well, it's going to make it a little bit. Ooh, look at this that is an unconventional run for Boucheri, who makes it to the snake off the break. No, he's going to get taken out. So he ran towards the center, got pretty far, and almost kind of had to backtrack, but then Temple loses another body out of that stand-up.
You got a Knight sliding into snake 1 here.
This isn't good for Temple. They're down. They have 2 points. They're down 2 bodies, sorry, and down 3 points. And since the Knights still have 5 bodies live and position, this is when, again, story time. Talk it up and roll those guns. Know that Temple, just 3 bodies, have to push forward.
Snake 2 is trying to get that shot in the little Temple to the right of the big Temple. It looks like we got Evans just running up to the middle 50 wall, getting in there clean, talking to his coach, Goffrey. Oh, another Owl coming off the back right bunker on the snake side. Looks like UCF is going to start filtering through the snake side here. Look for a snake player crawl up to the 50, which he does.
Temple's about to lose Dugan too. Blow the horn. This is when you blow the horn.
Yeah.
Probably, to be honest, probably should have blown the horn when, if this was X Factor playing right now, Ryan Brand would have, the coach for X Factor, probably the quickest guy on the horn in the league. He would have blown it when it was 5-on-2. 5-on-3. As soon as it went to 5-on-3, and the Knights had position, if he was coaching Temple, he would have hit that buzzer. Why? Because it's the exact same situation. It's now still 8-4. He would have just had an extra minute and 30 seconds to play with. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Truly believe in the guy next year, we're going to win. We are the scariest, nastiest, dirtiest team here, and we're going to win.
Just 5 minutes and 20 seconds remain here in the second half of this first semifinal matchup. The Knights, if you're just joining us, have been doing what they've been doing all tournament long. It's been a hard-fought game for Temple. They do have 4 points on the board, and these points have been close, but you want to win games, win the close points, and that's what the Knights have been doing. They still have those off-the-break shots dialed in, but not as sharp as they did in the prelims and the quarterfinals, and I think that's just really good adjustments for Temple on the game plan. So hats off to their coach Ben and the leaders on that team for going away from what wasn't working against UCF, but still, the Knights just better than everyone they've played so far.
Looks like we have Evans doing the walk off the field here for UCF Knights. We got Temple starting to go wide on the snake side, making it back into the back corner. Now filtering through the middle to the little can, stand up behind the 50 wall. UCF making it to the 50 wall. Look for him to eliminate this player or switch to the D side. Oh, and you shouldn't have switched. Should have turned your back, sir. And now we have no one in the 15.
Yeah, big move by Temple coming through the center. That was Fraley, James Fraley, trying to blow things open. A body does come off for UCF. 2 bodies coming off, and Temple with a little bit of an advantage. They need to close this game out, close this point out, and close it out quickly.
It's a 4-on-3.
Chris
Temple.
Kutzler dives into Snake 2.
What's up, yo? UCF player filtering out to the snake side, looking for the elimination on the snake.
Well, Kutzler's got to be careful.
Yeah.
His coach is right beside him. So I'm hoping his coach should be able to tell him where those last 2 bodies are.
Yeah. Looks like it's a 2-on-4 now.
Oh, Boucheri gets shot trying to push up on the D side, but he does trade out a body with him. There's just one player. Kutzler needs to finish this one off quickly. So now the last player left alive for UCF is putting a ball on Kutzler, and that means his teammate should be pushing down the D side, and he is. So now Kutzler can move up. Kutzler needs to sprint that flag in, and he is going to have...
That O'Donnell sprinting that in.
Yeah, so I think Kutzler gave it to the speedier guy. Kutzler's not slow, but
he working right now. He kind of tired.
he did have a couple deep breaths coming off.
He's doing work, sir. Let the younger, faster guy run it.
Well, how old is Chris Kutzler? He can't be that old, man. Is he 22? Let me see. Okay, he's 25.
Oh,
so he should be in prime of his life. He should be as fast as he's ever been. That's true. That's true. Let's check out a replay. So here comes the move in the center, and that was Fraley, James Fraley, who kind of bust this game open here. So you can see then Boucheri has to now push up to the D side, and a good adjustment as they flip the gun around there from the stand-up insert here, snake side. But he had to trade that body out. But Temple, just too many bodies left alive for them, for the Knights. So Temple able to get that point on the board. 3-point spread, 3:45, and a timeout has been called. So we're going to take a timeout ourselves, and we're going to be right back. It is gut check time for Temple. 3:45 on the clock, and they are down by 3. We'll see if they have what it takes to try to tie this game up, take it to overtime here against the Knights. But let's check in with Lauren Kelly, and she has an update with Temple.
Hey guys, during that timeout, Temple just really took the time to connect with one another. They said they want to leave everything they've got out on that field, so you won't see them giving up this fight anytime soon.
It looks like we got a nice breakout here. We got the Knights staying alive. All great bunkers in the back. You know, 3 minutes left. They're probably going to do story time real strong right now.
Yeah, so can Temple now down a body here? And look at the Knights. Knights on the right-hand or left-hand side of your screen. They had tripled up that back center and then able to get out wide nice and clean. And just rolling those guns, like they said, story time. Talk it up, shoot your guns, stop the attack you know is going to come. They took a pretty good field position, a safe spot over there on the D side of the field in that mini wall. And you can see, kind of looks like he might want to move up into the D side, and Temple's struggling. They're trying to gunfight to get out of their spots.
Yeah.
And there he goes up into the center. That's the safest route, but still caught one though, and catches a bouncer.
Let's see the ref.
So a little bit of luck. Yeah, the ref is going to run in there and make sure that that ball did bounce. You know, you can't let the players just shake themselves. He is clean, and look at this. UCF loses a body trying to get into the snake. That's not story time. And look at this big move.
Oh.
A rumbling and tumbling. Does a little bit of a cartwheel.
Those are ninja moves right there,
I think that was Fraley again. James Fraley is just trying to break these points open through the center. He did get a body out of there, so 2 bodies have come off. It's now 3-on-3, so successful for Temple in that move. I mean, I wouldn't say it looked pretty, but hey, it doesn't need to look pretty to get it done.
Yeah, definitely not.
But there's still, the time is the big issue.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to go just dip right under 2 minutes right now.
But there, another body drops in a lost gunfight for the Knights at a D2 as we broach the 2-minute mark. And Temple needs to speed things up here. They have to, you know, it's 3 points is what we're looking at. They're not just playing this point. They have to play this point with the thought of the next 2 points that they need in order to tie this up.
It looks like we got a 3-on-2 advantage. Temple looking to make some moves down the Dorito side as you watch them. Going into Dorito 3.
Running out of time, Catfish.
Now in the Snake 1, they're trying to push. It might be too slow.
Running out of time. Need to get quickly. You can hear him. I can hear in there saying, hey, let's go. They're screaming at Chin, let's go, man. We need you to push up. Chin knows it, so he's going to go right to the 50. But still, there's just not going to be enough time, man. This game's over, and unfortunately. I mean, Temple looking really good. Their coach on the sidelines is screaming. I mean, they're not even giving them any sort of specific directions. They're just saying go, 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 go. And Chin finally listens to his coach and just launches. And it ends up working out. They're screaming at Chin to get the flag. Chin's just kind of lackadaisically. Now they finally gets to the flag and sprints in. I don't want to knock Chin too hard, but he definitely gave it his all on that point. But sometimes your all is not enough. When you got your coach sitting there screaming, hey, go, 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 you may maybe thinking, well, this guy's he's still got a beat on me a little bit. You got to find a way to get creative. If you need to make up 3 points in 3 minutes, you cannot play traditional paintball. You can't play that typical safe, the type of paintball that's ingrained in everyone's mind from practicing and getting yelled at for making mistakes. You can't do that anymore. You got to just roll those dice and hope that it works out in your favor, because what's the worst thing that can happen? You lose, you're going to lose anyway.
Yeah, we're now under 1 minute and 2 points to make up here. It's all but lost, I think.
I mean, they are going to be forced to double up that center and run stunts. Those the secondary moves. Look at, here's that move from Casey. Or sorry, Fraley, James Fraley, as he comes through and launches into some sort of a.
Did he do a Dukes of Hazzard across that Dorito? It looked like it.
Like a slide across the, as if there's an invisible car he's trying to slide across.
It looked just like it.
Still though, that's what they needed. Casey. And,
over here.
Yeah, they needed a little bit more. Again, I don't want to knock Chin too much because he did get it done. Let's take a look at it again. So we're looking at Fraley come through, and he just kind of gets his body a little off-centered there and tries to avoid. Yeah, so he's basically avoiding. He dukes a hazard across T2. Just
a good old boy, man.
He just had he just glazed it with his right cheek slightly as it came across D2.
Yeah, man, just a good old boy, never doing no harm.
So right now, with 55 seconds left to go, they're going to need a little bit more James Fraley here for Temple. That reckless aggression to try to break this open is the only thing that they can work with right now. You cannot run any sort of standard point and win 2 of them in 55 seconds unless you get a gift from the paintball gods and 2 major penalties happen.
Middle. Temple losing a player off the break. Looks like they got guy in a Dorito 3. No, he got eliminated 2. A quick 5-on-3 now in favor of the Knights. I don't think this is going to happen here, Matt.
Well, there are 2 Knights make that 3 now coming off, so we could see a point for Temple.
It's 2-on-3. It's still in favor of the Knights.
Well, here
moves
comes
up.
Kutzler. Kutzler just cannonballing down this snake side of the field, and that's exactly what he needed to do. He stops at the 50-yard line, but he needs to get up on his horse, wrap around, and then get through. He does. He gets through the gap, and if he comes up, he's going to get himself 2 free kills. And then there goes UCF trying to do a desperation bunker move over there on the D side, and Kutzler is trying to point, and he's going to have enough time to score this point, but not enough time to score another one, unfortunately. No. Yeah, 4 seconds is not even close to enough time.
No.
Not on this layout.
Yeah, I think you make the first bunker in 4 seconds.
Well, bend don't break, right?
Bend
and that's
don't break.
exactly what the Knights have done here. Temple, a lot of heart in those guys as they finally make this one pretty close.
Yeah, this is the closest anyone's got to the Knights, I think, all tournament long.
8-7 the score, and it ended up being a 1-point game. And these are a heartbreaker to lose, because the 1-point losses, that's when you sit there for weeks afterwards and just go through every single gunfight that you did and think of all the little mistakes that you made as a team and all the tiny things that could have been changed to, you know, just get that 1 extra point, 1 less penalty here, 1 better move there. Any of that would have played the difference. So let's check in again with Lauren.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with Chris Parrott. Congratulations on that win. We were just talking real quick here on the sidelines before they came to us, and you said you weren't quite happy that it got so close there at the end. How were you feeling on the field during that last point?
I mean, during the last point, I felt all right because I knew they didn't have enough time to end it. But the way that we played, it shouldn't be close. Like, we should be pounding teams into the ground if we play like we did yesterday, and we're just not playing like it right now.
Well, a lot of the trouble came from that first half where you guys got 2 major penalties. That was definitely a disadvantage for you. You were in the box for that second penalty, and I saw you thinking in the box where you were going to go once you could get out. What's running through your mind, or how are you strategizing what bunker you're going to fill into once you can come out of the box?
All right, so when I'm standing in the box, I'm looking at the field, seeing what sides we're losing bodies off on, where we're strong on. I saw we lost our back player on the D side, so I'd already decided I was going to go fill back there.
How easy is it to get to a bunker safely?
It was pretty easy because they weren't far up the field. We actually had a pretty good positioning on them, so it was pretty easy to get to my bunker.
So last question for you, moving into the finals, besides avoiding the box, what are some things you think you guys need to execute or do to make sure it's not this close and tense getting near those final minutes?
I mean, that's the biggest thing, really, is penalties. That's what put us down early. We just need to play our game, really. That's all it is. I don't think anyone can outgun us out there, so if we just get to our bunkers, play our game, and avoid penalties, I think we'll be good. All
right, well, stay tuned. We'll see who will meet UCF in the finals.
Hey, and shout out
Well,
to Michael's mom in the hospital.
Well, a little bit of a cocky attitude, but I don't disagree with him. Yeah. He definitely had an accurate breakdown, and advancing on to the final match, University of Central Florida Knights. And they're going to play the winner of Liberty taking on FAU. That semifinal matchup is coming at you next, so stick with us.
Hey, make sure all of our stuff gets out of Liberty's way, please, and thank you if it's not already. Hey, no, if you're hanging around, use that voice on that east side. Hey. Hey, get your boy over there. Get Brady or somebody.
Welcome back, 2017 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships, and we are in the semifinals right now. We are about to watch the Liberty University Flames taking on the Florida Atlantic University Owls, and this game is brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Carbon products are built on minimalistic designs with technical manufacturing for optimized performance. Visit carbonpaintball.com for more, and also they have a 15% off store-wide promo code that you can use at checkout. So definitely head to carbonpaintball.com, get a discount, 15%, NCPA 17, put that code in at checkout. So, Catfish, the Owls taking on the Flames, Florida Atlantic and Liberty. What do you think about this matchup?
I think it's going to be just as tight as the one we just saw right now. Both teams are playing stellar right now. The Flames had a tough game yesterday, but they prevailed. Coming into this match here, we also got FAU, who had a tough game as well. And it came down to a swing point. So, I mean, it's going to be a real tough game for both of them.
Yeah, FAU had a very dramatic game yesterday against Penn State, and they are going to start out with a minor penalty as Thomas Ryan, the animated, and one of their stars, Thomas Ryan, but he gets a minor penalty. He's doing the walk-off, hands up, like what, me? Yeah. Wait, are you talking about me? I got the penalty?
Yeah, we got Campbell coming up to the Snake 50 here. Trying to see, Robson thinks he shot him in the foot. He's yelling for the ref to check. Robson's stand up Snake right next to him. Look for Campbell to chop up this player. Oh, they got the big man in the center.
Well, Liberty
W eliminating, or trying to eliminate. Looks like there's Luton is in the middle. Here comes Robson, and he trades out with Campbell, leaving the Snake wide open for both teams. Looks like the big man's going to go make a run on the Dorito side, which he does, and he takes out Luton, stays alive into their DT. No,
hey, Underman did his damage. Body's coming off right now because of the move from Thomas Underman, who played phenomenal for Liberty in the prelims and in the quarters. And there goes another body dying out of his spot for FAU. So in what was a close point.
And here comes that player out, and he gets drilled up.
So McLeod right now is going to run and grab that flag for Liberty. Liberty, the first to strike here, but what a great job by Campbell, and most importantly, Thomas Underman continues to just stunt up there.
Oh, man.
Up at the wall.
That wall is like, it was built for him. He's back and forth, eliminating players, making runs. This is the big man that has some twinkle toes in
Yeah,
there.
he's
quick.
He's very quick and athletic. He's a big guy, and he's moving around like he's one of the really small guys. There's a big dude out there playing that center of the field and making it look pretty easy.
Yeah, that's a big front player right there. I'll tell you that much.
He's built like a linebacker, and he's running like a wide receiver out there.
Yeah.
So, Catfish,
what up?
Let's talk about momentum a little bit. When you get into the deeper rounds of the tournament, for people that aren't, maybe they've been unfamiliar with getting to those specific moments, you've been there a lot. How important is the mental side of the game on Sunday? I mean, obviously the technical side's always important. That's basic. But the mental thing, that's the mystery. That's what's so hard because you can't quite teach it. It's so subjective. How important is that on Sunday?
Well, it's very important. I mean, you can't break yourself down. I mean, you're going to make mistakes. It happens. You've got to be able to step away from yourself and just be like, okay, that happened. It's in the past. Time to step forward. Time to go for another point. Let's do this. I mean, the players that can do that are the players that are stars. That's why you see the Robsons in there. You see Underman in there. You see Campbell. They get shut off at the break. They go back out and they look and see what they did wrong.
I absolutely agree. So let's look at this replay. Look at Underman come through and just demolish the line here for FAU. Nice and good, clean form. Comes through, keeps that gun level. And there was the body coming out of the box, and that minor penalty assessed on Thomas Ryan early on in the point, right as the point started. FAU going very Central Florida-esque with 3 guns up off the break in that center. And there is the MVP, I felt, from the last game that we saw that got them to this point, in Corbin Robson.
Yeah, he was definitely balling out of control yesterday. But like I said, we're going to see if these kids can keep a straight mental head after some of the mistakes.
So again, tripling up that back center, doubling up the back center for Liberty, but tripling it up for FAU. But then on the delay, here comes Thomas Ryan and Corbin Robson pushing up into the center. But Underman, I mean, they might as well let Underman just start in that center 50. And he gets a shot on Thomas Ryan. They have to contain Underman. And there's 2 more kills. Another kill for Underman. Underman's going to run through. He's looking for the run through right now. And he gets checked back into that spot. It's a good job by FAU to contain Underman. They might have got a shot on him. No, he's having a little problems with his gun right now. Still, though, 2 confirmed for Underman.
We got 1 Liberty player coming off and 2 FAU Owls. Looks like Underman is definitely having gun problems. Gets his gun back up. I don't think he caught that player. Oh, and Underman just gets torched up by the Dorito side.
Underman went to sleep on the player for FAU who's making moves on the D side, and as soon as Underman drops, here comes Corbin Robson, who gets past the 50-yard line. So nice heads-up timing move by Corbin Robson.
Oh, and he shoots that guy out.
He trades out with him, but still, and Corbin was like, hey, that was a good shot, but you know what? I just made another really good move.
Yeah.
And that is going to allow his player here in the snake to get the snake too, but he's kind of looking across, so he doesn't know where the bodies are, and he's just going to giddy up and run down. Needs to be careful here. This is an important point for FAU to try to tie this one up. And now he's just kind of recklessly gunfighting.
Yeah, definitely. Did this turn into a one-on-one?
It might be a one-on-one. I don't see another body for FAU out there. I thought there was 1 player left alive on the D side, but as we were watching Robson run through, I think that body might have died. Yeah, I think it is a one-on-one.
Yeah, no, it is a one-on-one at this point.
Yeah, it is, because now we're looking at the eye in the sky, and so it's a one-on-one situation, and this is a very crucial moment here.
Oh.
And
Liberty wins that
this is what I was scared about. In the snake here, it's not Galea. I can't remember who it is, but he's wearing Galea's jersey. Regardless, he was gunfighting right there recklessly, like they needed to make up 3 points in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's when I'm asking for a reckless gunfight, that's what it looks like. That is not the type of gunfight strategy you want to bring when it's 1-0 with all the time in the world left and you're down just by 1. He needs to tighten it up. That's not the type of gunfight you need to bring to that situation right there.
Definitely not. Looks like Liberty Flame are going to sit on a not too comfortable, but I mean it's a comfortable 2-0 lead on FAU. But I mean you definitely can't. There's so much time left in this match, and FAU is definitely a dangerous team.
Well, what do we always say? Win the close points, right?
Yeah.
These points are close. Underman is absolutely the weapon right now for Liberty up in the center. I mean, the casual way he got those first 2 kills, he comes over the top and gets the first kill, catches the next guy coming out. The mistake he made was getting mentally out of the point when his gun went down.
Yeah.
He totally focused 100% on trying to get his gun up. Now, I understand that it's important to get your weapon working, but what happened when that was going down, he was looking at his gun, a move was being made by FAU up on the D side, and then by the time he got his gun working, and here's the move right there on the... And so by the time he got his gun up, he kind of got caught sleeping a little bit. So a mistake there by Underman. And then here was the reckless gunfight there, and the Snake in that one-on-one. You can see he's very frustrated with himself, as well he should be. You got to tighten it up a little bit in there when you're in a one-on-one situation. Yeah, he's spitting out the paint. Got that direct drive right in his face.
Yeah, it tastes good.
Paint does taste nasty. It tastes like detergent.
Tastes like strawberries.
You know, like when you were a kid and you were cussing and your mom washed your mouth out with soap?
I never cussed. I was an angel as a kid growing up.
That's what it tastes like.
An angel, as my mom would say.
Oh, Catfish, that was hilarious.
My nose
you do
growing?
know that I know your mom, right?
My nose growing right now? I might have got in trouble 4 or 5, 20 times.
But now you're all grows up, you're all grows up.
You know what they say, your kids are going to be just like you, so I'm in bad shape. Looks like both those players jump up in the middle and just exchange.
Well, that's what FAU needed to do.
Yeah.
Get Underman out of there, and also Liberty loses a body from that D side, so no attacks on the field, no attackers on the field or in position right now for Liberty. So let's see if FAU can take advantage. They did split the field, and here comes Robson. He's now going to come up to what has become his favorite spot.
Yeah,
and he loves that stand-up can.
Yeah, he's been doing work for that stand-up can.
He has.
You know?
Nobody's killed more people from that stand-up can at this tournament than Corbin Robson.
Maybe there's something at this can. People that are going to Dallas, maybe take a look at this can. It looks like we got FAU in a Snake 2. The Flames look to be content in the back gray bunkers here. Robson just walking into the stand-up 50. The Owls controlling Snake 50 and the center 50. Still trying to get that extra body off. Liberty down to 3 players to the Owls 4 strong. Oh, Liberty player just coming off now.
This is the point for the Owls. They have dominant field position and a dominant lead on the body count. They're in the 50, here in the Snake, in the 50, also in the center. Yep, Corbin past the 50-yard line, and he knows exactly where the bodies are. He shoots out one. He's going to run down the last one.
Oh, wow, a little back massage.
I just love, you can really see Corbin putting it together. He always knows the count. I haven't seen Corbin get surprised. You know, he gets in his spot. He already knows where everybody is.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
So even when he came up and went up past the 50-yard line, he knew exactly where the last 2 players were left alive. Stitches the first one up and then doesn't even miss a beat. As soon as he shoots that guy, he already knows which way the last player is shooting, so he cuts in the inside and runs that guy down to confirm to end it out for Corbin Robson. He's just playing chess out there, man.
Yeah, that's definitely a smooth game of chess out there for that.
Well, what is paintball about? It's about putting variables together in your head. So if you're moving downfield and you know, okay, well, there's a guy in the back Aztec towards the D side, and then also at the mini wall. The Aztec's been looking inside a little bit. Oh, there he is. Bam, I shoot him out. Knew exactly where that was. And then he did, again, just no hesitation whatsoever, because he already knows where that last variable is and what that variable's doing. So is he shooting right? Is he shooting left? No, he's shooting towards the D side. Why? Because they're crossed up. There's only 2 of them left. The other guy's shooting snake side. He's just putting it together very well in his head, and it looks really smooth, very stylish out there for Corbin Robson.
Look at Luton take this jump to eliminate Underman, because they know he's going to be there. I think that was a very smart play on FAU's part right there.
That was a smart play call. And then here's Robson on the run through.
A little front massage, a little back massage. No happy ending on that one.
So Corbin Robson, FAU putting a point on the board here, but still down by 1, 4:45 to go here in the first half. Close game. We'll be right back. This game is brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Make sure you head to the website carbonpaintball.com, and they have 15% off store-wide sale going on right now as long as you use the promo code NCPA17. That's 15% off store-wide Carbon Paintball. Definitely check it out. Love the new company. coming out with some really high-level products. So, really close match right now, Kat.
Yeah, really close. I look for FAU to do that play in the middle again with Luton to try and get the underman, and here it comes again.
Does exactly the same play.
Yeah.
Doesn't get him. Underman goes in a little bit lower this time and avoids the jump shot from Luton's. And then Luton's is going to try the jump shot again, and he gets taken out. So nice adjustment. Man. Nice adjustment by Underman.
Yeah. Now Underman knows that there's no one there to take him down, so now he's able to, he's a bit freed up to stand up and do what he needs to do in there to get another point for his team. Looks like he missed. Oh, he slipped on the Dorito side. Dorito player creeping in the D2 and eliminating Luna out the middle. And a major being thrown on the Flames right now. It is falling apart on that side of the field right now.
Yeah, this is a couple bad points right now for Liberty, kind of throwing it away here.
Yeah.
But Corbin Robson catches one, an uncharacteristic early death for Corbin, especially with all the bodies that had come off. So for the first time I think I've seen at this tournament, Corbin did not know where that body was on the D side, and he gets caught. But it doesn't matter because he still had 3 more bodies left alive.
Yeah. And a minute 39 left on that major.
Hey, great job there by Thomas Ryan and Galea. That's not Galea either. They have 2 Galea jerseys, 1 red and 1 blue, but that's not Galea.
You guys are trying to be sneaky over here.
So I think that's the volley in the blue and Nick Girardi in the red. So Girardi was the one that believed that lost the gunfight.
Okay.
And then Lavallee was the one that just hung that flag. So 3:45 to go. It is all tied up at 2. But, and this is a pretty big but, there's a minute and 39 seconds left on that major penalty. And another thing is that what Liberty was doing right, they're starting to do wrong. They're not playing clean, and they're having little mistakes like this. You see Underwood, again, dropping the ball over there on that D side. I mean, he did make a nice adjustment to stay alive in there when Luton's was coming in. Had a couple jump shots, and he missed them. They were able to get that, but then this happened. They get that minor penalty just as Underwood was coming off.
4 bodies coming off right there on that at that time.
So Liberty needs to tighten it up, or they are going to give this game to the FAU Owls. Still a lot of paintball to play here. 13:45 left in the match. 3:45 left in this half, and there is Ansbro.
Just as close as I thought it was going to be. I mean, this is a good match right here.
Yes, this is a very, very good match. We knew this one was going to be a fight. I mean, we just didn't know if Temple was going to be able to step up against Central Florida. I thought they did. They really did. Temple played really well.
Yeah.
The Temple guys should go home patting themselves on the back. I know they're not going to do that because they did take the loss, but I thought they played University of Central Florida Knights real tough, but Knights still won a 1-point match and moved on to the finals to await the winner of this game.
Yeah, they just proved that they are definitely beatable because they took them down to what was 1 point, 2 points left?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1 point.
1 point.
Let's get a quick update from Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, that major penalty during that last point was on Christian Campbell. He was hit in the hopper, it sprayed all over the place, and he kept playing on. So that's why you see him starting the box.
So we got Luton coming up to that center wall. No Underman there to keep him from going.
Yeah.
Underman taking the walk right now.
Yeah, so Underman, that's a bunch of 3 points in a row here where he's made some sort of error, this time losing a gunfight, and he's one of their killers. So he had a really good first point.
Yeah. We have one of the Gala twins coming off of the field here.
It's Girardi. I think that's Nick Girardi.
We got Corbin in his bunker, as to say, which we've named now the Corbin bunker. Looks like we got the Flames in the back, great area, locking it up. We got 3 Liberty players alive, 4 on the outside. Owls in prime real estate. Keeping the Flames back here. Look for Corbin possibly to spread the field.
Well, there's no one on the snake side.
Yeah.
And Corbin is definitely the closest guy to the snake, so maybe a tactical retreat might be in order here for him to try to spread the field and get into the snake. The problem is he does have 2 guns on him that side, and Liberty trying to get their body out of the box. Actually, yeah, so he's going to be getting out of there in 15 seconds. You can see there Corbin Robson at that white can in the center. And then now we're looking at the line for Liberty as they have spread the field. And they're flooding those guns out towards the snake side. Well, they also, FAU needs to move up on the D side. I know
that player comes out and is eliminated. So that's Liberty still 3 players.
Huge kill for the Owls right there. It keeps it 3-on-3. They avoid the one-body advantage for Liberty by getting that kill. And there's Robson trying to put it together with Lutens.
Lutens, you know what? Lutens is having a pretty good game right now.
Lutens is having a good game.
Yeah, he had a good game yesterday. I mean, got called out on a penalty, an unfortunate penalty yesterday. But I mean, he's still having a great game.
Lutens now checks off on that snake side. I think what needs to happen is maybe Lutens can come around and put in the stand-up temple enough for Robson to get back. Or Robson could just cut more towards the center and then just ghost back, get to the stand-up temple, and just slowly work his way over to the snake.
Looks like a Liberty player pushing in a D1 on that side. Luton just missing his window of opportunity.
Yeah, but by him moving to D1, that's actually going to help Robson get over on the snake side of the field if he wants to, because when he was in that back corner bunker on the D side, he had a much better shot. So now Corbin's just going to cannonball across the side, across that lane.
He's wild, man.
Hey, that's one way to do it. Oh, no. See, that's the low percentage play, and that's a mistake right there from Corbin. Yeah. What he should have done was tactical retreat, Fedorov back to the back line, and then come across.
Now it looks like at that same time, Corbin got eliminated. Ansberg got eliminated on the rear side, switching this game to a 2-on-1 in favor of the Flame. Luton going to try and catch this player coming. Oh, and changes out with, takes an extra for his effort.
And his...
the ref's going to tell him that he's clean? No.
A tough point for Liberty right there. They hung tough in that one. They did not have the field position. FAU had all the spots, but FAU could not solve the riddle of, hey, what bunker should I go to next? How do I break through this cross?
Yeah.
And Corbin Robson making a mistake and trying to just cannonball across the lane here to get into the snake. Didn't go with his gun up, didn't ask anybody to put anybody in. He just did that solo, and that's not really what you want to do in those situations. The safer move would have been to come from that can, push a little bit into the center, run backwards, and then slowly but surely make your way into the snake. Would have been much simpler to do, but he took the low percentage route. It didn't work out for him, and then Lutens gets run down in the center. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. $19 seconds to go. 19 small seconds to go here in the first half. And a 1-point advantage for Liberty. And Catfish, we really couldn't ask for a closer match. Both teams with penalties, both teams fighting strong here, but some mistakes on both sides of the field. And Liberty, though, edging out the Owls through the majority of the first half. I doubt we're going to see another point put on the board in 19 seconds. Everyone's probably just going to get to their spots. A little head shake there from Corbin. I think that he knows he made a mistake in that last one, and it's a pretty rare mistake. And then now we're looking at Liberty coming out.
Yeah, what I'm loving right now is the adjustments being made on both teams. I mean, Liberty was sending Underman to the wall, and he was consistently getting kills. You know what, FAU, we got to do something about it. He sent Luton to the wall to challenge that. Consistently taking Underman out at that point. What did Underman do the next point? Stayed back.
Well, what Underman needs to do, though, is he needs to be aware of the moves being made on that D side of the field. Now, some of that's communication, some of that's visuals that you get when you are head checking on that side. But he should be able to follow that guy down. He's been gunfighting down that side of the field the entire match. The only time that Underwood hasn't gone up to the center 50 is the 1 point that he stayed in the back, and what happened? He got shot out of his spot. So, you know, yeah, it's been kind of a tough first half for Underman. He did have an awesome first point where he got a bunch of kills and was the reason they won that one.
Actually,
But it's high risk, high reward up in that center. That's a tough spot to play. You're going to constantly be pressured. A lot of times you're potentially going to have a guy on the other side of the bunker from you, and you're going to have to deal with that. So,
and he's a big man.
Yeah, big guy, but very athletic for his size.
Yeah.
So we're going to have 10 minutes on that clock here for the second half and going in 1-point game. But FAU... Yeah, I think that Liberty has just done a slightly better job of adjusting, but across the board, I mean, it's still anyone's match, Catfish.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. Anyone's match at this point. I mean, the point spread is very minimal.
Well, let's check it with Lauren. Looks like she's down with Richard Ansbrough.
Thanks, Maddie. I am here with Richard Ansbaugh. Now, this first half, you guys have been playing strong, but you are behind Liberty going into the second half. What are some things that you guys think you need to tighten up in the second half to make sure you can get the momentum back from them?
We just got to tighten up and stay alive. I mean, they're not doing anything special, really. We just got to really come together, tighten up. That's it. We're getting shot out of bunkers stupid, you know. That's not going to win matches.
When you say tighten up, though, like what are some specific things that you guys, mistakes you're making that you need to adjust and make sure don't happen in the second half?
We're just dropping bodies early. We can't afford to do that, fight down bodies or low body situations. Usually our strength is playing up numbers and keeping control of the game and just taking it slow. And if we're losing bodies early, we can't really do that. So we just got to stay alive early and then take it from there.
All right, we'll see if the FAU players can stay alive in this second half and bring it back against Liberty.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. And Mr. Consistent, Richard Ansbaugh, they got two of them now with Corbin Robson, but both those guys stumbling a little bit, but picking it up again. It's all about adjustments here in the second half. We're going to see which team makes the better adjustment. Again, this game brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Check out the 50% off store-wide on their website, NCPA 17. Use that promo code at checkout. We're going to be right back with second half action, so stick with us.
You're looking at it. There you go. Did you get to talk to him at all? He's over here like, I need a ladder, I need to get down, I have to go pee, and it's like fucking. What happens when the thunderstorm comes through? I'm dead. You're gonna leave you up on that metal scaffolding, right? They're gonna catch you on camera eating that banana. HR and paintball, see how that goes.
The second half is about to begin here. It's a 1-point spread, a very close match between the Liberty Flames and the Florida Atlantic University Owls, and it's been exactly, Catfish, what we thought we were going to see. We thought this was going to be a close game. Didn't really feel like either team had a big advantage over the other. Both teams have deep rosters. Both teams have multiple stars. There's one of them for FAU, and Ryan, Corbin Robson, Richard Ansbaugh. I mean, they got a lot of depth. Both Girardi and Lavoli have been playing well, the two Knicks. You know, so that's deep. And then on the flip side, with Liberty, you know, Underman, Dickerson, Campbell, they've been getting it done out there. So who is going to make the correct adjustments? So look at Corbin Robson going up this time instead of Luton's, and he's going to come around and get a shot on Underman. Yeah, an Underman. So that's the battle up there. It's tough. That's a tough spot to play because you're going to get bunkered out a lot. You're going to be bunkering guys out a lot, and it's tough to get the communication because you're at the dead center of the field. He's far away from the coach and he's far away from the rest of his players. But nice quick move by Thomas Ryan to immediately fill that spot. I love the casualness that Ryan plays with.
Oh man, it looks like we got two Flames walking off to the one Owl walking off. I mean, that was a key move. FAU is going to need to do that every time Underman's in there, because if they let him just do what he does in there, Underman's getting 2 kills a game when he's in there.
Well, you know what I like that I'm seeing from FAU is their secondaries. They understand what they need to do as far as the game plan is concerned. So, like, look where Thomas Ryan is. So Thomas Ryan they had a guy in position based on the game plan to fill when Robson went through to take out Underman. Liberty doesn't have anyone positioned, and now they have to worry about a guy that's on their side of the field because of this good move by Thomas Ryan.
That's
so,
another point.
Heads up by Thomas Ryan again, and looks like Luton's was still alive in that back bunker.
It looks like you had one of the doppelgangers hanging the flag here.
Yeah, one of the Knicks. Yeah. That's Girardi.
Yeah, look, I mean, like you said, there's going to be some close points here. The Owls evening it up with the Flames. Looks like Liberty's having a little chat. Looks like they're wiping Underman down. I mean, Underman's just getting spin after spin. I don't see him sitting any points in this match, as close as it is right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem to be losing a step. He's a pretty fit guy. I'm looking at him right now in the pits, and he doesn't look like he's breathing hard. So, yeah, you run that guy till the wheels fall off. He's been doing a pretty good job of dealing with the mental battle up there. I mean, he's been taking his lumps. He's been given some lumps. You know, as far as maybe a little criticism, again, the only mistakes he really made was just losing the count and losing the body on that D side, which caused him to die a few times. You see Robson making the run through there, but Underwood had his gun up and was able to get that trade, so, you know, that's not a bad situation. The bad thing for Liberty was the fact that they let Ryan fill it. They didn't have a body in position to fill when Underman got shot out of there, whereas FAU did. That's why FAU has been stacking up 2 bodies in the center of the field. A couple reasons. One, it's the safest place to go. Lots of bodies been dying going out wide on this field, so you can preserve those bodies and have a higher possible chance you're going to get all your guys out alive if you send them up the center. But the issue is if the other team gets out wide, then you're going to have problems in there. But because it's been hard to get out wide, more often than not, that play's been working. So again, just a really heads-up point by Thomas Ryan there after the nice run-through by Corbin. Well, nice bunker move by Corbin Robson, and to tie it up. It's 3-3 right now. 8:35 to go. I think we're going to continue to see a seesaw battle back and forth here in the second half. It's just who has enough in their tank and who is going to make the right adjustments. Liberty needs to start thinking about those secondaries, though, because this is such a close game, and you know both teams are losing bodies, and it's really about that scramble. You know, how do you react? It's that read and react. How am I reacting to the changing variables out there? And it looks like FAU, particularly on that last point, might be doing a little bit better job of that.
Here comes Luton, jump shot. Oh, they jump shot the opposite side. They both have the same idea, but they choose the total opposite side of the W to do their jump shots, and I don't know if they know if each other's there. We got Corbin in his bunker. The can stand up behind the W. We got Underman trying to get a shot out and getting shot in his back as Luton comes across.
But his buddies picked him up. And
here comes Corbin to his bunker on the other side.
Ooh, Corbin Robson
mowing someone down on the Dorito side. Now picking up the stand up and back. Yeah,
we might see a major penalty on Corbin Robson. So Corbin Robson initially had a good move. He did get a kill off that, and Liberty's not going to get that body back. But what does happen is a bunch of bodies falling off. But it looks like there's Mr. Consistent 1, which is Richard Ansbrough, and then Mr. Consistent 2, which might have to pull his Mr. Consistent card. That's the second major I've seen him get past 2 games. Did he get one in the last game too?
No, I don't think he did. I think it was Luton.
Okay. Corbin's been playing incredibly consistent, but he did get that major, so it's going to be up to Ansbrough over there on the D side of the field.
One-on-one.
See if Richard can pull it off here, one-on-one situation, or will it be Liberty? Tie ball game right now, tied on the count after that chaotic point. However,
Kyle Babb.
Well, if Richard can stay alive for the next minute and 25 seconds, FAU gets that body out, and it makes it a 2-on-1. So, if I'm Ansbrough, what I'm going to be doing is just hanging out,
just chilling.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to be trying to get a shot on Babb over here, and keep him honest. But I'm not going to be pushing the issue because I know I'm going to get my teammate out. Now all of a sudden it's 2-on-1. It's a lot easier to win a 2-on-1 than it is to win a 1-on-1. Babb should know that too. So Babb needs to put himself in a position that when that penalty expires, that he has a shot on him coming out of the box, and then when Babb goes to shoot the guy from FAU coming out of the box, who I think it is Corbin Robson in there. But what he needs to do is that he should know Richard Ansbrough is going to make a move off that. Because if I'm Richard, I'm like, okay, well, as soon as you switch your gun to shoot my buddy, I'm going to take off and try to get some ground and hope that you lose me.
Yeah, I don't think it's Corbin, but that FAU player knows that there's 30 seconds left on this penalty. He's getting kind of antsy back there.
Bab is absolutely mindful of the box. I mean, he keeps head checking over there constantly, and he needs to listen to his coach. His coach needs to tell him and give him about a 2 or 3 second warning so Bab can efficiently deal with that shot. And Bab is now just gunned up, and he still has 12 seconds. Bab, it's a little early to just be gunned up on there, but Richard's not doing anything on that. Ansbrough is just tied up and looking to try to catch Bab. That's not the move he needs to be making right now. He should probably be advancing down the field. He's just allowing Bab to get a free shot on his buddy. Oh, but Bab not able to do it. It's a nice job by FAU. Good job by Richard Ansbrough over there.
Being mindful
Mr.
of
Consistent number 1, picking it up from Mr. Consistent number 2, who got the major.
Help him just clear that right off the board. That's a good teamwork right there.
So now the Owls are going to be taking a 1-point lead.
Oh man, back and forth.
And he's going to be walking that in. And since there's, I'm going to say 5:13 left to go, really no reason necessarily. I mean, okay, if they concede it, which they did, going to save a couple seconds, but it is a really close match. And there is Richard Ansbrough coming off. A very solid performance for him in that point, really helping save the team there on that one and burn through that penalty. So we will see. Slight lead. Let's check in with Lauren.
Thanks. That major penalty in that last point was on Corbin Robson for a hit on the hopper and playing on. But Corbin was here on the sidelines, and his communication was on point. He was letting both the players on the Dorito side and the box know exactly what was happening during that entire point. As the penalty time was ticking off, he told Kevin in the box to start getting ready, and he was trying to communicate with his Dorito side player, Ricky Ansbrough, to be watching Kevin's back as he was coming out of the box. So he had really on-point communication that helped them win that point.
Yeah, communication obviously key here, and particularly when you have the luxury of a coach and people can talk. Obviously in the NXL, and I'm not the biggest fan of coaching. If you've been listening to us over the years, just because I feel it does take away from some of the better moves out there. But it does add a lot of participation, which is why college paintball has decided to keep it. Plus, again, this is a throwback to the old school X-ball style of play with halves and coaches. And so we're looking at some of these replays. Saw the double jump shots there. And then constantly playing the aggressor. I'd like to see Underman bunkering people instead of getting bunkered.
Luton just doing his job in there,
Yeah, and then there was Bab ended up getting taken out. I mean, he did put himself in position to shoot the box, and not only that, but the player from FAU came out towards the side that was kind of a little bit of a disadvantage for him, but he just had a great shot on him. So FAU making the proper adjustments and having some clutch points. 5:11 to go. Underman, again, the constant presence up in the center.
And then looking Dorito's side, trying to get that elimination. Looks like we got the Owls doubling up that center back tower. Looks like the Owls are just coming out conservative. Corbin making a move to his stand-up hand bunker at the wall. Looks like Liberty putting 2 players at the wall at the current moment. Oh, Underman just getting clipped. Now 1 player at the wall for Liberty, giving a slight advantage to the Owls right now. Looks like we got FAU trying to filter through the Dorito side.
Oh, what a great shot by Liberty up in that center, taking out Corbin Robson. Robson loses his gunfight, didn't trade out with anybody. So even though Underman died without killing anybody, Corbin dies without killing anybody either. So they trade bodies. It's 4-on-4, and here comes Luton's.
Luton's going to try a jump shot. Nope. Looks like Luton's going to...
He wants to come around.
He wants to come around, though.
See if he can stay alive, and he does, and then finally gets taken out by the back center. Luton's probably should have just stayed at that stand-up can instead of trying to engage, because I think if he had just hit in there, he would have stayed alive. Still, regardless, that was a nice bunker move right there. It is now 3-on-3, and trying to spread the field out. FAU on the snake side, get to the insert bunker, insert temple.
Looks like
bottom portion of your screen.
The Flames filtering out to D1 on their side of the field. Both teams trying to spread the field here, like you were saying, Matt. Looks like the The Owls now going into D1 as well. 3-on-3 right at the current moment. 4-3 lead for the Owls. Looks like this is where we're going to hit a low in the game, where they're just trying to figure out where they're at and just trying to assess the situation. Looks like one of the Owls is just dipping into the 50
Thomas Ryan. He got shot out. So Thomas Ryan, a little frustrated. He's turned around and giving the ref a piece of his mind.
Oh, wow.
Thomas Ryan
Liberty loses a player.
Thomas is definitely a chirper. He chirps a lot. He likes to let the referee know what he thinks about everything. And I've seen him get a little hyped up over there. He's still walking off, looking back, going, where did that shot come from?
2-on-1 advantage Liberty at the current moment. Liberty player making it to Snake 2, looking to make it to the Snake 50, eliminating that last Owl.
Well, Babb again in the Snake. Kyle Babb trying to finish this point off.
Richard trying to fight off 2 flames here.
Richard Ansbraw, last player left alive again for FAU. So survivability starting to become an issue here for FAU Owls as they may be throwing away this lead. 2 players left alive for Liberty. Kyle Babb in good position here at the 50-yard line on the Snake side and biding his time. This is perfect. As soon as Richard got off of him, he moves up. Textbook 2-on-1 form from Babb. Looking real crisp. Oh, but he gets clipped. Richard Ansbraw gets a shot on him to pull to a 1-on-1 and then comes over to the back bunker here. Wow, Mr. Consistent stealing his nickname back from Corbin Robson. Really stepping up right now for FAU. That was huge. So now with just a minute and 45 seconds, there's a decent chance that this 1-on-1 may be the point that decides it here in this semifinal match.
Ansborough is just content sitting there, and he should be a minute and a half left in this match with the Owls leading. He's just going to sit there.
He doesn't need to do anything other than just watch that flag and keep head checking. Liberty's still pretty far away as he's trying to close the gap here with a minute and 20 seconds left to try to win a 1-on-1 to tie this up, maybe take it to overtime. We'll see how much time's left, though, or if Richard Ansbraw can just hold on and seal this game up for FAU to go on to play Central Florida.
This is game point right here, Matt.
Yeah, this is definitely game point. Is that McLeod for Liberty? I think it is.
Yeah, it might be.
Micah McLeod for Liberty, trying to save his team here. He's able to get to the flag. So step 1's taken care of. He has the thing he needs in order to score a point. And so now McLeod past the 50-yard line. Ansbraw, not sure how much paint Ansbraw has on him. Trying to pull off this, trying to become a hero right here and win this 1-on-2. Now down to a 1-on-1. McLeod is completely out of paint.
30 seconds.
McLeod just picked up a ball off the ground and is now head checking. And Ansbraw is in perfect position to just stop McLeod. And McLeod, if he's picking off paint, that means he doesn't have any paint to put Ansbraw in. I haven't seen Ansbraw pick up paint, but Ansbraw also hasn't been shooting his gun. So I'm guessing there goes McLeod. He comes across, tries to shoot him. Does he shoot him with the one ball he picked up? Ansbraw, and Ansbraw gets him.
Wins the turn.
With
match.
With what I think might be one of the last balls that he had. Richard Ansbraw, fist pumped in the sky, a triumphant performance for him as he pulls off a 1-on-2 in the last point of the semifinals to punch the Owls tickets into the finals to take on Central Florida. What an amazing performance. The star of the team right now, and that's what you want. Yesterday it was Corbin Robson. Today it's Ansbraw. I don't want to take anything away from Thomas Ryan or the other guys that have been the ones in the attackers, but you know, that's what it takes right there. Sometimes it just takes one guy to step up after the entire fight, and if they kept it close, to have a huge point to win it for your team. And there are hugs all around for him. You saw McLeod walking off, head down. He didn't even have one paintball left. Yeah. And so, hey, McLeod, he gave it 100%, but 100% just wasn't enough.
Oh man, I mean, running out of paint, that's tough. Picking a ball and paint off the floor, it's not like you can, like you said, you can't put them in.
That was a long point. That was a long game, man. Lots of points played, and let's check in down with Lauren here and the winners.
Hey guys, I am here with the MVP from FAU, Richard Ansbraw. Congratulations on that win. Liberty had a chance there to tie this up and bring it into overtime, but you held it down. How are you feeling, though, during those last few moments as he was pushing down the field?
I mean, me personally, I always play with a chip on my shoulder. I'd rather shoot the kid in the face, but it was a smarter play to just chill, let my guy come out of the box, work the 2-on-1 advantage. And then the next one we had the point advantage, so obviously he's got to come to me. So I was just chilling, listening to my coaches, taking advantage of that, and playing smart.
Now, Liberty did give you a battle. You guys had to fight for that win. Moving into the finals, you will be playing against UCF. I know you're friends with them. You're both from Florida. So going into that match, what are some things you think you guys need to talk about, focus on, to make sure you can pull out a win against UCF, who has been one of the strongest teams this weekend?
Well, they've definitely been strong on their guns off the break. They would. That's how they shut down Texas A&M. So, and when we played UCF last year in the semifinals, that's how they were shutting us down, killing us off the break. So we're going to make some adjustments and do what we need to do, and should be an exciting match.
All right, well, I'll make you tell me all about those adjustments later. But good effort from Liberty. But FAU will be moving on to play UCF in the finals. Stay tuned.
So the most important game of the tournament, the stage is set. The final matchup to see who wins the 2017 NCPA championship. And it is going to be going down 1:30 Eastern Time. University of Central Florida Knights, the favorites here, going to be taking on the scrappy Florida Atlantic University Owls. So stick with us here. We'll be back with this important game. See you in just a little bit.
play. Oh, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Timmy calling in those airstrikes. 50s. Tactical. No, we're not. We're laying down in the 50s. Yeah, we said we were going to lay down, and Aaron said no. Snake lay down. No. Yeah. We'll lay down together. Yeah, we told Aaron, we were like, hey, we're going to lay down at the 50. And Aaron got mad. He was like, no, y'all aren't laying down. We got all angry. Whatever. Yo, I spit that hot fire. What's up, bro? No, you can keep your hat on. What about the skull? Skull's intimidating. Yo, the Reaper's here. The Reaper. Oh, yeah. All right, what's up, Bubbles? All right, bro. Later, dude. I'll talk to you later. You're at the field, man. Oh, yeah?